Aqua Alca is brand which is made in the heart of Austrian forests in untouched nature, which gave one of their own pearls, spring of water. Centuries in the back, this springs and water is well known to the people of Austrian, who cured many illnesses here and who took water home as precious cure. Brankova water and Vukilina water, how the people call these two springs, which becomes famous with time. And it's not a miracle when their water is tested so many times in so many years. Then, couple years ago, the ideal factory which will pack the precious water and offer it to the market is realized. Through the years, people comes here from all over the world seeking the cure, traveling 100 kilometers. Constructing the factory, water with many curable characteristics will be available to all, and it started like this. July 2003, upon private request, complete physical and chemical analysis of Canyon Prenya River spring water has been made in Belgrade. Analysis was made by eminent experts whose opinions has been elaborated by PhD Ratomir Tišma, a former long-time manager of spa resorts and expert in this area. Testing showed excellent A sample. According to analysis, water from the spring in Prenya Valley is high alkaloid with temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, and it's classified like cold waters. There are not any heavy metals, either other toxic elements in water. Bacteria or organic pollutants aren't present, so the water has been categorized like calcium-sodium hydroxide high alkali sulfide mineral water. With present two springs, another spring has been identified with high values of natural magnesium. All waters are absolutely suitable to drink, and additional testing referencing on high diuretic properties, favorable effects on inflammatory processes, skin and gastrointestinal disease, and eye infection treatment. Clinical analysis gave positive results in treatment of urolithiasis, gastritis, ulcer, rheumatic and gynecological diseases and post-surgery conditions. This was sufficient to start implementation of water packing factory project. Concession contract has been signed in July 2005 with resource usage of 30 years with possibility of extension. Contract is for legal rights to exploit high mineral water on Prenya area in Dovoj and Petrovo municipalities. All project documentation with legal permits has been approved. With a contract, the owner has obligation to give priority to domestic products and services, which gave him support from local communities for this project. Also, obligation was taken that during exploitation there will be no harm to third parties, water regime and natural environment. A factory installation is built on area of 1,300 square meters, and object himself has 455 square meters. With first floor and administrative offices altogether is 441 square meters. Water reservoir is built with canals that provide natural fluctuation of river. Important to mention is that installation have its own power with adequate transformer substation. Everything is made within high ecological standards among all its plants to treat technological water which has been released in nature without any disturbance or natural environment. Packing process at factory is very efficient. Besides packing line, there is also plastic bottles production line, so the whole process is very simple, plus the water goes directly from the spring in brand new plastic bottle which hasn't been outside the factory. Whole process looks like this. After mechanical cleaning of water, which is done next to the spring, preparation and filtration of water is done, which then goes through a process of sterilization made by UV rays. Sterilization on this way is also done on the closing caps. Bottles are filled and pressurized in huge tanks made from rust-free material. Here are the compressors for producing technological air, who uses compressed force to make plastic bottles, and system which brings sterilized bottle caps from filling area is completely closed process. Sterilized bottles are transported by air system from producing to the filling area, so there is no physical contact with surroundings. Then filled bottles are dried with hot air fans, and the jack injector marks date, time and number of bottles filled in that day. A prepared and marked bottles goes in steam chamber, where already prepared slim labels are applied. At the end, bottles being packed in thermal block, and on consumer requests, it's possible to pack 12 or 24 bottles per block. After that, filling process is done and water is ready for transport. Projected process is bottling is accorded with spring capacity, who gives 20 liters per minute of water. So it follows that in production process, which is 8 working hours, 60,000 half-liter bottles are filled. Water factory Aqua Alca has full support from local community, from reasonable reasons because it's used for domestic budget and employing local inhabitants. Installation is fully functional and implements all standards of modern business because, besides production installations, it has all administrative and management offices and also work standard-related offices. A full technical inspection of the factory is made, and that confirms that full production is ready. At the end, it's important to say that this installation is only a first step towards possible development of this segment in the valley of River Prenja on Ozren. That is to say, the present springs are not completely included in exploitation and production. Namely, in this narrow area, another spring is identified, spring of high-value mineral water, which contains a high percentage of natural magnesium. It is well known that high demand for this kind of water is present on the market, so these natural resources provides future development.